All right, here with Coach Higdon. I'll call you Coach tonight. How about
right,
that? Does that
great.
work?
Love it.
Probably been called that a lot today.
I have, yes.
I gotta say, I got emotional watching the intermission, and I had nothing to do with 2011.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Long overdue.
That's it. That's the way it should have been, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that presentation, regardless of when it happened now, I mean, you can't change the past. It's the way it should have been, and it made us feel the way that we should have felt, especially for our guys that deserved it at the time. All-Americans, national champions, team national champions, all of that. It was special for them. It's a step in the right direction to get over the hump of healing.
Yeah, the whole day was pretty cool. The reception was pretty cool.
Right.
The weekend, just all of it is pretty neat. How cool was it to kind of, see these guys around that live in Omaha maybe, or talk to them, but really connect this weekend?
Well, I think it was the timing was great. I mean, coincide with Coach Denny retiring, UNO reaching out at the time. I think that was kind of a coincidence, but at the same time, it was the best opportunity we had to get everybody back together, and it was a reason to do it. And people, you turn around, and every time you turn around, you saw somebody that you knew. I was there for 24 years, so I couldn't walk 2 feet without stopping and talking to somebody, and I still didn't get to everybody. I mean, but to see those groups of people that wrestle together, having the opportunity, we had guys come from California, Florida, Texas, and all over the place, and they wouldn't have that opportunity if we didn't do that today. So that's what was special for me. It allowed them to do it.
We talked to Coach Denny, talked about the impact on people's lives, right? He's clearly impacted your life tremendously. What do you have to say about him, just as a man, right? Not as a wrestling coach, but as a man.
Yeah, well, I've said more than once that he taught me much more about being a good person than he ever did about wrestling. He taught me how to have a great work ethic and just perseverance. And he was a second father to almost all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk to him. He would get mad at you if he needed to get mad at you, but it was out of love.
Yeah.
And he cared for you. And when you wrestled for him, it was a sense, the feeling you had when you went out there, you wanted to win as much for him as you did for yourself.
Yeah.
Which is a great characteristic of coaching, and really philosophical. Some guys don't have that philosophy in coaching, but it's like servant leadership.
Yeah.
Like you make them want to do it for you as well. But that's not what you're trying to do. You're just there for them.
Yeah.
And you love them. And that love is a bond that grows throughout the team. And just, we did so many culture building things that brought us together, because people think culture just happens. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's an intentional effort all the time.
Yeah. I'm a big culture person. I think it's very important. I fully agree with you on that. You have to be intentional about it.
Yes.
Speaking of intentional, this weekend was very intentional, obviously. UNO reached out. How did it start? Did Bob Danenauer start the conversation, or how did the conversation start?
I think when they did it with football, they had a reunion with football. Bob Danenauer was a part of that, and I think the conversations with Bob and Adrian started, the thought.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, and then Bob had some connection with some, me and a couple of other guys, former wrestlers that they have, on committees with and stuff, and it just kind of grew. It started here, you call him. Bob reached out initially to Coach Denny. Then we had several meetings.
Coach Denny was probably I don't know.
Yeah,
initially, right?
Yeah, we all were.
The other place.
Yeah,
or
we all
whatever
were.
he calls it.
Exactly, we all were. But I think, it took a series of meetings and conversations, and that trust was not there. But they gained trust over time, and we felt like that they were sincere. If you heard the speech today,
they were great.
They were really good, and I think that it wasn't fake.
Yeah, no.
It was from the heart, and it's on our timeline. If you want to come back, we're here for you. We understand, and we couldn't ask for more right now.
Yeah.
It's the first step in the process that maybe leads to more conversations.
Maybe like a real Hall of Fame or something, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
is that the next? What's the next?
Well, we have. And I'm not dogging Division One or
Right.
something, but the accolades that the Division Two athletes had when they were Division Two are far exceeding anything that they're going to get in Division One from now on.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
it's
so like
tremendous.
that legacy, and Coach Denny said it today. If you lose the history, you lose a big part of the whole institution.
Yeah.
So, yes, on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think that we've had some guys turn it down. We've had some guys that were going to have the opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame, but then they said, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Not.
Yeah. But then, I mean, but that's unfair to them.
Right.
You know, I mean, but they do that out of loyalty.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it was guys that weren't even on the 2011 team that were saying,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
think so.
what a couple more here, and then I'll let you get back to enjoying the night. One, if UNO still had a wrestling program, I talked to a couple people today. It would be so good, and they wouldn't have to go real far to find it, because you look around, there's all this talent going other places. Not everyone can go to Lincoln, but you have guys going everywhere else. It would be so good. It'd be national champion every year.
Well, at Division Two,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I mean.
At
Yeah.
Division Two, yeah.
Maybe even if it was Division One, it'd be in the
would
Big
do well.
12 or something.
We would absolutely, because all those NCC schools
Yeah.
were all in the Big 12. We would be in the Big 12. The Division Two, we were never senior heavy.
Right.
We always had like a great lineup. We had freshmen in our lineup that were, finalists, national champs, and like we would have been on a roll that would have been difficult to stop us.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
difficult to
Yeah.
stop. And it was a bargain cost-wise.
Yeah.
We got the kind of kids that we want because we were having success. So we got good kids, really good kids. We didn't have to take projects just to have success, and so we would have continued. For a while.
I feel comfortable in the fact that you could fill the SAP Field House tomorrow if you needed to.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, last thing. I'm doing this with everybody. It's on your shirt, so everyone at the end, we're giving an ooze.
All right.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, ooze.